Hello, welcome to Sunday morning crafting. It is day 3 of our Earth Day Go Green Challenge. I am collaborating with my friend Lynn at Humblebee Craft Studio. So if you haven't hopped over to her page to see all the fun things she's been making, please do so. She'll be live today. I'm not sure what time, but if she hops on, I'm sure she'll tell us. If not, I'll go find out and put it in a comment here so that you know. She's been making some really fun things, and we both love to thrift and flip, so that's what we're doing this week to celebrate Earth Day. I think every day should be Earth Day, so that's where I like to focus my crafts on reusing, upcycling, recycling things, and doing something different with them. So today's project is, I'm sure you had seen these. They were black. They had fruit in the center, and these were all gold. I'm sure in somebody's house back in the 80s you saw them hanging on a wall, but there was like a pear and grapes, and I forget if the other one was an apple or whatever. And that is like so outdated. So I thought we will paint them white and maybe just touches of gold like you saw. And then I'm using a Chalk Couture new stencil design called Espresso Yourself. And it's a fun stencil. It's got 6 pieces to it that you can cut apart and use however you like. So I'm just going to show you each of the sayings, and then we'll get to crafting. This is me. Coffee, chaos, and cuss words. And if you hear my husband, he is also up there cussing. So hopefully you don't hear him. But I'm going to set this back here because that is so perfect. Um, of course, there's Espresso Yourself. So that's one of the pieces I'm going to use. Pothead, that's also a piece I'm going to use. And life begins after coffee. So those are the 3 that I'm going to make. And then I like big cups and I cannot lie. And the other one is ice, ice, baby. So if you've got those stuck in your head now, you're welcome. Okay, so that's what we're doing. Just to let you know, the paint was not Chalk Couture product. It was just white paint I had around the house. But then the gold that I touched up was gold gilding wax that is now available on the Chalk Couture site. It's a Dixie Belle product, so there's gold and silver wax available. So I use those, and I'm going to get these guys out of my way. I'm going to tilt you down so you can see as I'm chalking. That looks pretty good. And we're just going to start. Make sure I use the right stencil pieces that I want. Okay, and then I am going to fuzz just a little bit, just to get a little bit of the sticky off. Again, it's to protect your transfer or your stencil so that it doesn't adhere too tightly to the surface and stretch your silk screen when you go to take it off. So I may have to stand up to position these. I see much better when I'm looking down at it. That looks pretty good. Straight. Maybe not. Okay. And I'm just going to use black velvet chalk paste. So just a simple black design on the white, and then with a touch of gold, just to give it a little bit of something. All right. So if you haven't used Chalk Couture before, you just you don't need very much chalk paste at all. Put a little bit on your squeegee. Looked like something was there, but and then I just usually go like right above the silk screen stencil piece and pull down. And we'll just do that. I tend to work in one direction. And if I didn't say it, you want to press your stencil down onto your surface and make sure there's no bubbles in the silk screen, because bubbles will tend to make your paste bleed, which is not a fun thing. And then you just go back and scrape off any excess and put it back in your jar. And the stencils are reusable, so you just wash them off with water, and I'm going to peel slowly. There we go. Piece one is done. Espresso yourself. So cute. All right. Now I'm going to try not to knock these over. So maybe we'll put it on that side. I'm going to grab my second one. Make sure I'm chalking in the right direction. And again, we'll just fuzz a little bit. It's really important when you're chalking on glass, or we have what's called chalk suede paper that you can cut out and use like just to add a little dimension to projects and things like that. And our chalk suede cards, our chalk suede notebook covers, that material loves to like just grab on to the adhesive of the stencil and not let go. And it'll just stretch things out. So there we go. That looks pretty straight to me. And we'll just do it again. Grab our chalk paste and our squeegee and apply a little bit and just pull it down over the stencil design. So you just want to make sure you are covering the silk screen. And pretty quick process unless you're changing colors. So yesterday my design was 3 different colors and that took me a little bit of time. But usually a one color, we call it a one and done. It's usually a really pretty fast. And I check my fingers because I am notorious for getting paste and paint all over my hands. And then you just peel slowly. And part of the reason for that is if there's a spot that you missed, you can lay it back down and go back over it. I have a little bit of bleeding on this one. I don't know if I can fix it or not. We're gonna see. Sometimes just leaving it alone is the best thing to do. And I'm just gonna leave it. I may go back and try to touch it up with a little bit of white paint and a toothpick. But I have a little bit of bleeding in the word after on this one. There's the second one. And then the last. Make sure it's in the right direction. Last but not least, actually pretty darn funny, is Pothead. So, like I said, I really love to find thrift or garage sale, estate sale, things people are just giving away or throwing away. I love to find those treasures and then change them up into something fun, most of the time using Chalk Couture to embellish things. So upcycling, reusing, that's how I like to celebrate Earth Day. But hop on and let me know how you like to celebrate Earth Day. Say hello. Let me know if you catch the replay. And do I like that? Yep, I like it. I don't know if there's something on my fuzzing cloth. There's like something stuck. And I wonder if that's what happened with the, there, I think I got it. Oh, now it went in the silk screen. That's even worse. That's what happened with the word after on that other stencil, quite possibly. I am going to try to make sure we don't have bleeding on this one. And then, again, just taking my chalk paste Again, I like to work in one direction, so top to bottom, but you don't have to. You can go left to right. You can go bottom to top. You can like move around and do different things. Sometimes if I'm trying to get into a tight place, I'll have to go sideways. But I tend to mostly work top to bottom. There's no right, no wrong, just as long as you are covering the silk screen and you don't have any bubbles, you should be good to go. And peel, peel and reveal. This is the funnest part. And there we go. Our third piece is complete. I'd love to know which one you like best. Drop a comment, whether it's pothead, life begins after coffee, or espresso yourself. I hope you have a great Sunday. I hope you celebrate Earth Day however you like to celebrate. I think every day should be Earth Day, and I try to make sure that I'm using things in smart ways and reusing and giving treasures new life. And I will see you here again tomorrow at 12:08 for a little lunchtime crafting. Have a great day. Bye.